They send you to the office all the time and give you the slipper, so-called slipper.
You get beaten quite a lot. It's walking alongside the corridor, you get beaten for that, or no pen, petty things like that.
Litherland High School has few claims to fame. Architecturally mediocre, academically undistinguished, it's modestly served the educational needs of this corner of Merseyside, undisturbed by controversy for many a year. But now it's leapt to national prominence. Last year, 1,800 beatings were administered here, a record it's believed. At face value, the boys of Litherland High School don't look to be particularly savage or uncontrollable. But nevertheless, the staff have found it necessary to beat them with a gym shoe at a rate of 1 every 45 minutes.
They just go around the classes, just stay picking on you.
These pages from the school's punishment book, copied by a teacher, reveal the truly heinous offences committed by the boys. Wore jeans and brought no note, nuisance in class, and, ambiguously, no equipment.
The reasons on the page that I photographed were misbehaviour in class, being out of bounds, playing pitch and toss, which is against the school rules. Generally, fairly trivial offences, I thought. Corporal punishment seems to be the first resort in almost every instance. That's why I brought it to the attention of STOP.
In a report to be published on Monday by STOP, the Society of Teachers Opposed to Physical Punishment, Litherland's record is described as horrendous, and the report also lists the frequency of corporal punishment in Britain's schools. According to the children, the widespread use of the slipper scarcely encourages a cheerful atmosphere, and it seems wholly ineffectual. Vandalism continues unabated, and there seems scant respect for the teachers involved.
Now, the teachers are just shown that they're weak by sending the child for the slipper. Because if they were strong, they'd stand up to them themselves and sort of calm the child down their own way, so that the child will know not to do what they're doing.
Well, from talking to individual members of the staff, I could probably think of 4 who are opposed to it. But in the last few days when this publicity has been about, I found lots of the staff who are completely unaware of the rate of corporal punishment and who are appalled, in fact, when they find there are 1,800 kids slip it every single year in the school.
We attend all general studies lessons. They are compulsory. They are not optional.
We weren't allowed into Litherland School, but we were invited to a similar school in South Merseyside. Teachers here never use the cane.
If you beat a child, what are you trying to teach him? You are trying to make him change his conduct for fear of physical pain. You want to teach him to be a coward. Now, fortunately, most children are not cowards, so corporal punishment doesn't work.
Teachers, like those in Litherland, are free to beat a child because the law assumes they're acting in place of their parents. So teachers won't be found guilty of criminal assault, provided the punishment is moderate and reasonable. And time again, courts have decided that the parents, on whose behalf the teachers are supposed to be acting, have no say, even if they're totally opposed to corporal punishment. In 3 recent cases, parents have found this wholly unacceptable. Case 1, Danny Maguire. He's just this week returned to his Clydebank school after being kept away by his parents for over a year because a teacher wanted to belt him for playing in the corridor. Case 2, Tony Dureraj. His parents were prosecuted by Wirral Council for keeping him off school after a teacher tried to cane him.
I was told the same as I tell Tony, if you're going to be caned, no way, come straight home.
Case 3 involves Peter Atherton, who was caned for going outside the gates of his Tameside school. His parents have kept him off school for 2 years.
No, I don't believe in hitting. I mean, there should be other ways, extra homework or being kept in after school. There's no need to lay fingers on anybody.
These 3 cases will this year be considered by the European Court on Human Rights. The court is expected to find in the favour of the parents, and that's hardly surprising, because every other European country except Ireland gave up beating children in school years ago. France abolished the cane in 1887 and Poland in 1783.
We visited one school yesterday where this gym shoe was used 1,800 times on 400 boys in 1 year. What sort of advice do you think you could give to the headmaster?
Stop.